Welcome back to Redemption Builders. Today's topic is, how do I fit here? Welcome to week 2 of Redemption Builders. We're still building our leadership foundation. And in that foundation, we have 3 more points that we like to cover with you. The 3 points are, number 1, you are essential. Or a different way we like to put it for this purpose is that you are significant. Number 2, you are projected. And number 3, you are a gift to the larger family. You are essential. You're significant. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. There's a speech that Martin Luther King gave, and it's a famous speech, but it's not as famous as his I Have a Dream speech, and I would encourage you to go back and read it. But it's a speech that's locally known as the street sweeper speech, but is also known as the 3 dimensions of a complete life. This speech, he talks about the street sweeper, and he basically says, if you sweep streets better than anybody's done it before, you be known as the greatest street sweeper in the land. And while it sounds funny, it is very important, because he's basically telling us to do what we can do, where we can do it, the best way we can do it. So if you're a street sweeper, if you are a president, if you are a CEO, you need to do it the best way that you can. So when in that sense, he's talking about it. He's telling us, don't think you're insignificant. No job is insignificant. When I was a college athlete, we used to use a rule, or a rule was instituted that I didn't like, and it was called one fail, all fail. And in this rule, if one person was late, everybody had to run for them. Which, in essence, this is why we are essential. It tells you why one person is as significant as everybody else on the team, and it helps to build team, and it helps to build accountability, and it helps to weed people out when they don't deserve to be there. But that one fail, all fail rule, it really bothered me, because I didn't want to run for other people who didn't think it was important enough to do the right things. But this one fail, all fail is showing exactly why we are so significant, because no person is bigger or smaller than the team. Secondly, you are projected. Think about a marksman or someone shooting an arrow. It's difficult to find the target that you were projected at, the one thing that you're supposed to hit in this world. And it's not meant to be an anxious or anxiety-filled process. It's really about you finding your authentic self, you investing in the development of yourself, and you becoming an expert of yourself. Other people shouldn't have to tell you who you are. You should do some investigation. You should speak to some wise counsel. You should look around you and see who your family is. When you find out who you are and the things that you care about, you'll know what you're supposed to be doing here. I saw a movie recently called Wish Man. I didn't know what this movie was about. I sat and watched it. It seemed a little corny at first, but the storyline caught me up and it brought me in. So as I started watching it, I saw the storyline was talking about helping others, and there was a recurring theme about when you can help somebody, you should do it. And the central character in the movie was a young man who ended up being a police officer. And this gentleman who learned this lesson of when you can help somebody, you should do it, he went on to start the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Helping others and being helped by others, and being benevolent in life, those were the things that haunted him his whole life. He needed help. He didn't have a good home life. He kind of was on his own since he was a teenager, and those things haunted him, the fact that other people had to help him. But he realized the importance of it, so he created this foundation that now is one of our biggest foundations that makes a huge difference in kids' lives today, Make-A-Wish Foundation. So those things that you need to blossom where you're planted, those things that haunt you, or those things that you just can't get over, that seem to bother you all the time and bother you more than they bother other people, those are the things that you're supposed to invest in and change. Lastly, you are a gift to the entire family of human beings. You were placed here with a purpose, as we talked in our last lesson, with a specific seed in your body that was supposed to be buried and supposed to yield fruit while you were here on this earth. And there are people who have and will die with their seeds. And we don't want that for you. As a leader, we want your seeds to produce fruit, and for people to eat of that fruit. Martin Luther King must have loved the street sweeper analogy, and he used it again in another speech. It's called Your Life's Blueprint. And he talked about how if a street sweeper was the best street sweeper, not only would he be known as the best street sweeper, but people would make a beaten path to his door to pay him to do his job. That's producing fruit. If you don't produce fruit and you die with your seed is basically useless. When we mention how essential you are and how you're projected and how you're a gift to other human beings, I'm not saying that you're going to be Oprah or that you're going to be Tyler Perry or even that you're going to be Billy Graham. But what I'm saying is you have to be significant in the role that you play. Oprah had a father who made structure for her, who she celebrates as the person that gave her the foundation for what she does today. She also had a teacher that encouraged her to take her first job in the media. Tyler Perry he heard a commenter, someone commenting on the Oprah Winfrey Show, that inspired him to write his way out of depression. Billy Graham had another evangelist come and speak into his life, Mordecai Ham, who most of us don't even know today, who changed the trajectory of his life. And we were gifted with the fruit of a Billy Graham, gifted with the fruit of a Tyler Perry, and gifted with the fruit of an Oprah because of other people. You may not be Oprah, Tyler Perry, or Billy Graham, but you might be one of those other individuals that helped to produce them. One last thought I'd like to leave with you. We cannot confuse fame with significance. Fame and significance can be equal. People can be equal in fame and equal in significance, but it doesn't mean that somebody that is not famous is not significant. You all are significant. As a leader, you are very significant, and you have to own that. You have to walk into the room and know how significant you are, or else it's going to create ego issues, it's going to create confidence issues. But when you know that you're significant, it doesn't matter if you're famous or not. It doesn't matter if anybody ever knows your name, because you know your significance and you have your value in your heart. Thank you guys for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you back here next week.